What's up, boys? This is your fantasy commissioner. Welcome back to the Boyz Fantasy Football League podcast. I'm only going to talk about things pertinent in our league. I am not going to give you advice on stardom sit-ems, waiver wire pickups, what to do with your team, because I have no fucking idea what to do. I am obviously, you see what I'm dealing with in my own team. I'm not any better in any other leagues, so taking my fantasy football advice is not something you guys would do in the first place, but it's not something I'm certainly pushing to give. If I knew a little bit about what to do with my fantasy team, I'd be happy to share it with the world and tell them how to do it, but I don't know how people do this shit. Fantasy football is fucking hard. So we're going to start by talking about the vibe check. Vibe check is where I'm just going to talk about just the overall feeling of the week. Who knows if it's going to change week to week, but I think this week the vibe is, what the fuck was that? Week one was not a lot of scoring. It was kind of, some people said ugly football across the board. You know, you had a lot of stars didn't play very well. The Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jamar Chase. You know, there's go on and on, I guess, because a lot of studs didn't play like studs. Fucking Saquon Barkley didn't do shit. And my overall thing that I find myself doing right now is comparing, because the draft is so fresh on our minds. We just picked this team. We just set this roster based on what we drafted. And now after week one, and I'll probably do it a little bit week two, is I'm comparing directly based on dollar amounts that I spent for a guy, such as Cooper Kupp and Tyreek Hill. Those went for the same dollar amount, and I wanted Tyreek Hill really bad. I liked Tyreek Hill. It was going to be Tyreek Hill or Garrett Wilson. And I chose the day of because that's my fucking boy. Cooper Kupp's name came out. I just seen red like a fucking bull, and I just went for it because that's my guy. But now, here I am week one, I'm solely comparing the fact that I made that decision to go with Cooper Kupp. And same thing with Saquon Barkley. I'm comparing the fact that Saquon Barkley went higher than any other running back, and yet all these other running backs, you know, there's obviously running backs that struggled this week. I think Christian McCaffrey was the number one guy that crushed it. But the comparisons are happening because the draft is so fresh on my mind. So my vibe check with that, just overall theme is I am very much in a comparison mode. I spend a lot on DJ Moore, so I need to play DJ Moore. Or I spent a lot on this guy, so I'm fucked because I had to, I bought Patrick Mahomes when I could have. Just a lot of draft regrets, and it's solely based on the week one performance. Moving on, this relates to me, and I think it can relate to a lot of other people, is when you are having a bad day and it is just not going well fantasy-wise, the morning games happen. Tyreek Hill, when he put me in a fucking coffin and it was I'm now down by 50 points, I knew that the gap was really big going into that night game. I had Saquon Barkley, and I knew it was too far to overcome, but I still wanted to see him play well. And when you give up and then they also don't play well, so if he would have given me 20, 25 points, I'd have been okay, I have some things to look forward to here. I just needed a couple so-and-so things to go right. The other ones, maybe this start sit. Dude, when they just sucked and then continue to keep sucking, and that 40 points you thought was going to turn into an average 80, 90 point week still turns into 60 fucking 69. It's just terrible. I'm so upset with what I have done with my team. I'm ready to fucking blow it up. I really, really am. Uh, I I'm been in trade talks. I'm trying to make something work. You know, if you think I just send one text trying to trade you, that's trade talks. I guess that counts. But I mean, I'm like having some pretty substantial conversations among the league and trying to make some move. And a lot of people, as they should be, are a little timid to trade this early in season. I also look back to the years past where I have blown up my team and other teams have blown up their team way too early. And if you look back week 10 and like, damn, if I didn't make any moves, I would have been okay. But like, how do you fucking stare 0-2 in the face and like, you don't know what I've been through, future me. So enough about me bitching and complaining. I'm trying to talk about the overall vibe of the week, and I just think there's other people that may relate to me in saying that it was just a bad week 1, and we're in between blowing it up and staying put. And but my last vibe check leads right into it. Winning week 1 is fucking huge. It solidifies what you did in the draft. Not only that, but like it gives you so much hope. You know, you talk to the guys that are 1-0 versus 0-1. Like Tyler, so happy-go-lucky. Donald, fucking talking all this shit. Dak Prescott's better than fucking Josh Allen. Like the shit you say coming out of your mouth because you have a week 1 win is just huge. And I'm jealous. I'm jealous as fuck. Because I'm like, I'm like getting fucking butthurt. I'm going for trades. I think my team's awful. And I'm pretty sure fucking, who else had a bad week? Kyle probably thinks this shit's over. I mean, he's not looking like he's going to defend his title with Aaron Rodgers going down. And that also affects Garrett Wilson. And that also affects Dalvin Cook. And maybe Travis Kelce isn't. I mean, I think he's going to play. I'm playing against him. But, like, he can't be feeling good either. So I'm hoping he relates to just the way I'm overall feeling. Vibe check's not great. Vibe check is, I mean, I guess it's high, like, if you're Donald and Tyler. But, like, I still think that they see and everyone sees, like, damn, like, this shit is fucking hard and fantasy's hard. And I just not having very much fun with it right now. We're going to cruise through a couple NFL topics. Obviously, I just said the Aaron Rodgers thing. We all know. And I do actually think like Garrett Wilson is going to take a hit because of Aaron Rodgers. How can it not? Garrett Wilson is still a stud. Guaranteed stud. But like, you were going to take him to be something way bigger than what he was last year. And that was because Aaron Rodgers was now throwing him the football. Whoever they even bring in is not going to be that much better than Zach Wilson. He's still going to be like a top 25, 30 receiver. I'm not saying that, but it's just like that is a hit, not just because you're a quarterback. That is a hit to Garrett Wilson. That is a hit to Dalvin Cook. That's just a hit. And moving on, Josh Allen, he struggled as fuck last night. Like, he definitely struggled. Would I worry about him fantasy-wise? Not at all. Same thing with Joe Burrow. I wouldn't worry about him fantasy-wise either. That's just fucking football. Like, it sucked. And like I said in the whole opening thing, fucking football's hard. Football's really hard. And yeah, so Rams defense, Rams might be good. I wrote that down. Rams might be good. I don't know. I should have read the other like 3 things ahead of it and just like, ooh, Rams. Rams might be good. They've got, you know, a lot of young talent spreading around the ball. Who wants to hear about the fucking Rams? We're going to move on to the gossip segment. This is where I plan to discuss any drama that goes on in our league. This is where we would talk about, you know, a cheating scandal, Austin. This is where we would talk about situation where someone picks up 6 kickers so someone can't play a kicker in a playoff matchup. Justin Peeler. It's so awesome. I hope shit like that happens again. My gossip segment for this week is kind of just like ragging a little bit on like the overall themes of team. Mr. Griggs, your fucking running back situation's awful, and it always is awful, but it's bad. And I don't know really what you're going to do this year. When your 3 receivers don't go off, it's a guaranteed loss. Like, guaranteed fucking loss. So, Adam's team's fucking boring. Justin's team it's above average, but he's got a lot of decisions to make, and I think that's difficult. I would like to have that decision. I think everyone wouldn't mind a little bit of depth, and I do like the depth on his team, even though I think last episode I just said that like his depth is awful. But I think he does have a lot of like roster decisions where they're all the same level guy, and you've got to make a hard choice, like you did with Jahan Dotson and Brandon Ayuk. And KP's going to struggle with Aaron going down. I've already said that. I'm going to say it again because I don't know what you're going to do, bud. I'm out for vengeance, and I'm going to be looking at 1-1 after playing you. I fucking feel it. My team is an absolute disaster. That was the next thing I said after that. My team is an absolute disaster. Zach beat me with 2 guys. He had 2 guys put up 70 points. Tyreek Hill, 45, and fucking Christian McCaffrey, 25. Add those together, that's 70. But the thing is like, even if Tyreek Hill puts up 25 points, obviously he still beats me. It's not about that. It's like he's at 90 points for the week if Tyreek Hill only scores 25, which is an insane week. 95 points isn't going to win you. My point to that is 95 points isn't going to win you a lot of games against anybody else. So very boom or bust. The rest of his team, I don't know if anybody's looked at it, the rest of his team put up like 5 points or less, including 2 guys in his starting lineup. Yeah, it's embarrassing that guy fucking beat me doing that. But I think you have a little bit to worry about, Zach, and I've dubbed you the number 1 team, and this could go with the theme of like everyone sucked this week, which only week 1. It's not no reason to panic, but like it wasn't great. You just played me. It was fucking terrible. So I'm gonna skip over a couple of these matchups. Like I'm not even gonna discuss Braden's team. Donald just kicked his ass completely, 150 points. Overall, I think his team's still average. They just all played very well. On a week where all the studs played bad, or just the overall play of the entire week was bad, Donald found the guys that played good. Credit to him. I would be feeling great if I was him, but like he's not like a team of world beaters, and time will tell on his team. I still believe it. Austin's team won against the champ. We talked about Peeler's team a little bit. He had his big goose egg in the quarterback position, and that obviously hurt him. He could have won if he just had like a quarterback play for him, and because Austin's team didn't do very well either. Dakota's team, pretty solid. Adam's team is boring. Justin put up 108 points, lost to Tyler. Tyler's feeling great. He is fucking chipper as fuck about his team. Tried to hit him up about a couple trades, and he's not with it. Not really fucking with it. Tua balled for him, and Aaron Jones balled for him. Aaron Jones might be hurt with a concussion, but, let's see his depth. He's got Samaje Perine on the bench, little Tyler Algier action. James Cook. I mean, Tyler's going to be fine. Tyler's going to be fine. I have nothing really mean to say about Tyler. I'm sorry if it came off that way. Tyler's team's looking pretty good. Congrats to Donald for being the top scorer. That's huge. $50 to you. Blah, blah, blah. Cowboys defense came up big. 30 points, 35 points, whatever it was. Good for you. Bad starts of the week. Segment where we're going to hopefully have a lot more of them. I was looking through all of the rosters, and I'm not going to just pick a guy that went off on the bench and say, oh, that was a bad start, you should have played him. Because there's some situations where that wouldn't have made sense. Obviously, guys go off all the time, but without some consistency, you're not going to start them. But some of these decisions were probably decisions that, from what I can tell, whether or not you swapped them back and forth during the week. Like the first one I'm going to say is Sky Moore over Breece Hall. So Zach took some shit Thursday night for playing Sky Moore. Don't blame him. You know, there's a lot of uncertainty in the Chiefs offense. Obviously, Patty's got to throw it to someone. But for 2 years straight, Patty's proved that he's not going to have a consistent fantasy wide receiver. He will not. And I don't think that's going to change this year. There's just too many guys to move around the ball to. So he took a shot, called a shot, played Sky Moore over Breece Hall, who was in his lineup for a good portion of the week. Breece Hall could have been a better. I believe he had a long run called back last night, so his numbers would have been much better. But Breece Hall is a stud and probably is going to be in his lineup the rest of the year as long as Breece Hall's healthy. I would say that looking at Zach's team, I would assume that Breece Hall is going to be a start. So that was a bad decision. It worked out for him anyways. He ended up beating my ass, but I'm still going to call it what I see. And the next one is Jahan Dotson over Brandon Ayuk. I think Justin would have considered Brandon Ayuk, but I don't think that Justin is a full believer in Brandon Ayuk. Now he might be. I think he's a stud. I think a lot of other people think he's studs. But I think he's just so in love with Jahan Dotson that he's going to want to fucking play him all year long. As I look at Justin's current lineup, Jahan Dotson is still in his lineup over Brandon Ayuk. I guess just 32 points wasn't good enough for him. So he has some decisions to make, and Justin's probably going to come up on this list quite a bit. That's really it. I went through all the rest of the lineups, and there really wasn't a whole lot of like bad decisions made. Obviously, I played Deion Jones over Khalil Herbert. It didn't fucking matter. It was a difference of 8 points. Like, yeah, sure, that's a bad start. I'm not going to beat myself up about it, though. Khalil Herbert stinks. Bonehead drops of the week, where we're going to talk about the people that you drop and now they go off maybe, or people that you've moved on from and they've turned out to be great. Great is loosely used. In the terms of great, I will say Tua is a top 5 quarterback when he plays. Usually, I mean, he scores like a lot of points all the time. When he's playing, like, he's a fucking stud. So Tua was dropped by Kyle Peeler. Then Aaron Rodgers gets hurt. So kicking the dick there. Tyler picks him up and then goes off. It would have been funny if it was against Peeler, but it wasn't. It was against Justin. But Tyler picks him up and immediately goes off for 27 points. Obviously, Kyle is now searching the waiver wire for a top quarterback. Tough to find in this league. All he had to do was keep him on his bench. But, like, I don't even know who you picked up for Tua. That was a bad drop. That was definitely a bad drop. Staying on Peeler. Peeler is also the dropper of Zach Moss, who is going to be the starter in Indianapolis. Now, he very well could suck. Zach Moss wasn't good at Buffalo, but here's my point. Deion Jones, Jackson, whatever the fuck his stupid name is, he sucks. He's done. He may get 2 snaps next week. The other guy, Tyler Hill, or whatever the fuck his stupid ass name is, he sucks. Zach Moss is going to be the starter, and they held him back week 1 just because I think they knew he was going to be their starter, and they wanted to make sure he was fully healthy. And if he was on the waiver wire right now, I believe Zach Moss would be a pretty hot commodity. Not like he should be, but he could be bad. But I'm just saying that's a potential bad drop. You just dropped a starting NFL running back for I don't even know who. Nico Collins, I dropped him. He had 11 targets, 80 yards. Fuck me. I think he had like 7 or 8 catches, but the targets, I'm a big target guy. I think you should be. Not that it helps me. I don't do anything well with that knowledge, but I believe targets are very important. And Nico Collins could be a bad drop by me. So, moving on. I think I'm almost done. Low score of the week is going to, for now on, this is a new segment called Low Score of the Week. Maybe I'll come up with something cooler for it. Saying it out loud kind of... Dude, I just found a can of chew in here. This is the one I was missing. It's a full one. Fucking sweet, dude. Low score of the week is... I just hope that the low score of the week can send me a video. I'll attach it to the end of this video, and hopefully we can all laugh. Just a little bit of light in the heart. The top scorer gets $50. So the lowing score, they've got to try to make our friends laugh. Whether it be try to tell a couple funny jokes, whether it be just try to be funny. Try to be funny at the end of the video. That's all I'm asking for. So I am the low scorer this week. So now is my turn. I'm going to try to be funny. I'm going to take a pause. I'll be right back. Hopefully this isn't a couple take thing. Oh no. This is my office and also my kids' playroom, and now there's beer all over the floor. So, congratulations, BP. You are the low scorer of the week. I hope to get better. I will be better. I deserve to be better. And yeah, that's it for the week, boys. Have a good day.